Hello, hello. Mid-Atlantic Cards here with another PSA Vintage submission reveal video. This one was submitted at the last Philly show, the spring show, and kind of not that vintage. A lot of 60s and 70s stuff. Take a look here. I have my projections of what I was thinking the grades I would receive would be, and go ahead and get started. This submission came back earlier this week, and wanted to wait to do the video, so I'm just see how I did on the grades. Okay, so it looks like the first card is a 1962 Topps Willie Mays, and this is a card I picked up at that show along with the 59 Clemente. Low grade cards picked up for a great price. Just wanted to get them in a holder, and I knew at the price that I picked them up was still going to make sense grading them. So this, I was projecting a 3, 1962 Topps Willie Mays, number 300. It's well centered. So I figured nice to get it in a holder. And this one came back a PSA 3. Nice centering, fuzzy corners, no creasing. It's got some of that snow that the 62 Mays is known for. But a nice color and crisp focus. So. One for nice centering, so that's centered well. So that's nice card. Nice way to start the submission. Three. Okay. Next up, from that same purchase at that Philly show, a 59 Clemente, low grade. On this one, I was projecting a 2 or a 3, and it came back a 2. This one had some scratches on the surface. No real creasing, but scratches and pitting on that, if you look at the right angle. So 2 on the Clemente. Next up is a card that I picked up in a antique mall in Middleburg, Virginia. And it is a Terry Bradshaw rookie. I think I paid around $70 for this. I got it last year. And this one I was projecting a 3. I think this one had scratching on the front as well, like the Clemente. Came back a 3. Can't go wrong with a Terry Bradshaw rookie again. Wasn't looking for a high grade, just wanted to get it in a holder, PSA holder, since it was a Hall of Fame rookie key card. On that. Next up, 1965 Carl Yastrzemski. Love this card, great pose of Yaz. This is I was projecting around a 6 or a 7. Back corners, you can see, look pretty nice. Came back a 6. Yep, nice corners on that, centering a little off left to right. Love Yaz, and thought it looked like it might be worth grading. That might have been yeah, I was thinking 6 or 7 on that, so I think 7 would have made more sense, but nonetheless, nice card in there. Next up is a card that I picked up from Steve Berkman, clean sweep, I think during COVID. Real nice, Brooks Robinson 72. I remember this one looked pretty sharp. I thought it had a good shot at a 7. My second set of eyes, I looked over it, felt probably might not be worth submitting, so let's see. I said this is one I'm going to roll the dice on. So projecting a 7 on the Brooks. Bingo. See, I have 2 other submission videos that I recorded in the wrong like at a wrong profile, portrait instead of landscape mode, but I may put them up. But I was noticing on that PSA more and more, if you have a centered card, they're giving you a bump up. So, I'm just talking from my old experience on there where, this is, I felt a 7. I don't think solid 7, but if you have, decent 50-50 centering, they're going to give you a bump up, it seems like. So, beautiful card, super happy with that. Again, Steve Verkman, very fair pricing on his stuff, and I think he's pretty good with his grading. I think he had this as near mint in his listing. So thank you, Steve. Next up, card that I picked up at House of Cards in Maryland, local card shop in our Washington, D.C. area. Brian over there, great guy. And so just on this, picked this up. I think if they had just picked this up, I was checking out and he had some fresh stuff behind the counter, and he asked me if I wanted to see it. And he had this card, 76 Ryan. I think I was projecting between a 7 and an 8 on this. This one came back a... Whoa! There's a miss. Huh. I'll have to look at my other... Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I see there might be... Well, no, what it could be on this card, if you look at the background, there's it's like a lighter color and wavy. So it could be some printing defect that they're really hammering, or nah, there's like a little bit of a wrinkle to the left of the A. And actually something I see on the right now. I was watching one of B. Roth's videos, and he had a card that he said under the light, the high intensity lights. Once it's in a holder, you start to see things a little more closely, but there's a couple things there. To me, it looks like something in the cardboard, but they may not care. They may be looking at that like a crease. So, such is life. That may be one to crack out. It's a beautiful card. 4 on that. That doesn't happen too much any of these days, but where I missed that big. So 4 on the Ryan. 77. Next up is 77 rookie catchers. Dale Murphy rookie. I was projecting an 8 on this. That's pretty confident on him. On 70 stuff, now I'm not so sure after that Ryan grade. So on the Murphy, came back a 7. Yeah, they're tough on these. Nicely centered. Yeah, I was hoping for a bump because of the centering, maybe, but Dale Murphy. 7, so. Next up, 77 OPC Pete Rose. On this one, I was projecting a 9. 9. Came back an 8. No, I do remember this now. Okay, yeah, I picked this up in a set at that Philly show and pulled a couple cards out of there to submit. This was the most beautiful of the bunch. And actually, I do think this is a 9 myself. I mean, there's a little bit of texture in the cardboard there on the right border. I see something, but dead on centering. The corners were so beautiful under magnification. So OPC tough on the centering, pretty much dead center, deep color, sharp focus. PC card for sure. Happy with that, regardless of the grade on that. Okay, this is one that this was a fun one because this is one that wouldn't make sense to submit if you get anything less than a 9 or a 10. Winfield 1978 O-Pee-Chee. I do collect O-Pee-Chees, and this one really stood out to me. Really nice centering, had everything. And on this one I was thinking a 9, and it came back an 8. Yeah, I'm not one to complain on my reveal videos, but I'll tell you this, under magnification, the corners were there, dead on centering, bold color, focus, no snow. No way, it's an 8. And I have definitely in my videos, I have talked about, no, maybe no, I stand corrected, once again, under magnification. Now I see something on the back edge there, underneath Winfield. Ah, well. Yeah, I think I need to bring out the better lighting for my card reviews. Still a beautiful card, and that's in my PC for sure. So an 8 on Winfield. I'm not feeling good about this now. The rest of this submission, 1978 Topps Nolan Ryan. On this, I think I was projecting an 8. And an 8. This is kind of a fun one, I think, for what I got this in a collection, and just pretty much have the grading into it for the way to look at it. So this one came, I was thinking an 8, and it came back an 8.5. All right. Yeah, again, centering all day long. Beautiful card. Okay. Now we have a 75 Topps George Brett rookie. Yeah, this is, I just wanted to get it holdered, lower grade. I was thinking maybe 5 or a 6 at best because of centering. Yeah, came back a 4. Ooh. Not the worst corners, but it's got a little halo there on his hat. It could be what, in the top left corner. I guess the sum of those, they, even with the centering, didn't get the bump. So 4 on the Brett. A little bit of a tougher, tougher grading on this submission, that's for sure. Next up, Dawson, 77 Dawson rookie. Yeah, I was just pulling stuff for this submission, seeing if I hit anything. So this, I was projecting an 8. And not one I normally would submit, but I think Hall of Fame rookie. And it looked awfully nice to me. So Andre Dawson rookie came back a 9. Ooh, there we go. That's going to make up for the misses on this submission right there. Yeah, I don't know much about this card in the 9, but Hall of Fame rookie. I'm sure there's people collecting Hall of Fame rookies. So, yeah. '77 bench. This came out of a purchase from probably 5 or 6 years ago. I was thinking a 7 or an 8 on this. I know it didn't make my first vintage submission, didn't make the cut. Again, I was digging back through some stuff, seeing what would hit. So again, thinking maybe a 7 or an 8 on this. 7. Beautiful corners. And my second set of eyes caught this and I had missed it. But right along here, there's like some ink from the printer's ink. That's what did it. Beautiful card otherwise though, under magnification. The corners are just beautiful. Nice centering, nice image color. Yeah. That's one definitely eye appeal, the card. I mean, doesn't really catch the eye that much, so love it, and it'll be part of my set. Joe Theismann, one of my favorite players growing up. My dad has a great story of taking me to meet him at a Luskin's appliance store when I was a kid, and waited in line. I brought all this stuff for him to sign, programs, pennants, footballs. He signed all the stuff for me, and then I asked him, hey, I have a question. What were you thinking when you threw that interception last week to the other player? There's no other, or your teammates around. And he actually was nice about it. My dad almost he's like, I couldn't believe you said that. But my dad's like, from that day on, I became a fan because he was the nicest guy to you. He answered your question. He's like, he couldn't see that there was another, the opponent was where the ball was going, and super nice guy. That guy was great. And so I just never had one of his true rookies, and picked this up. I think this is a clean sweep Verkman pickup, and was projecting a 7 on this and came back a 2. Now, doesn't really surprise me. There's like some waviness in it, and it's interesting. I remember submitting a 57 Duke Snyder that had some waviness in it, like from moisture, and it came back like a 7 or an 8, and that's why I thought this one still had a shot as a 7, just because of the corners, the centering, and the focus. These are out of focus frequently, but PC card. I'm happy. I just wanted it in the holder, so I knew it could go either way. I was hoping for a 7 on that, but I know why I got it too. Really hard to see. You have to really hold it at an angle to see the waves, which are, even looking at it now, pretty mild. Great looking card. Great guy. Okay, next up, 68 Mantle, number 280. This was another one I picked up at the show. Low grade, but the price I picked up the card for, I knew made sense to grade it. So low grade, it's projecting a 2 or a 3, probably a 2. 2, yep. Soft corners. A little bit of a crease there in the center by his arm. But a good looking card, and anytime Mantle in a holder, PSA'd, it's just makes it easier to trade or sell. All right, this is gonna be fun. I picked these up at a local card shop in Maryland. They had some OPCs, and picked up 3 of these OPC 78 Ryans, 3 of them. These 3 didn't make my initial cuts on 2 different submissions prior, and so these were the second tier ones I felt, so I'm thinking 7 across the board on all 3 on average. So first one, 78 OPC Ryan, came back an 8. Wow, that's a good start. That one had a little print dot there too. Decent centering for OPC, starting off the 3 Ryans with an 8. Ryan number 2, 78 OPC, came back an 8. This is same print dot there. Centering a little worse than the first one. Love the rough cuts on the OPC. Not a good sign because there's only 2 of the regular size cards left in this one. So they may not have graded the 3rd one, or it's in the oversized box. So, okay. Let's see here. The next up is the 77 OPC Ryan Record Breaker. Same shop. I think I got this one. This one, again, I've had 2 other submissions with this card, and this one didn't make the cut. I thought maybe an 8 on this. Maybe even a 7 if it didn't make my prior cut. 7, yeah. Yeah. I think, yeah, the centering top to bottom. And last up, this is, you know, there's always one card maybe in a submission where you're like, ugh, why did I submit that? And I kind of knew going in on this one, it probably didn't make sense to submit this. But it's a Hall of Fame rookie. I figured just get it in a holder, and I think for what I had into it, it was going to make sense, but kind of, I don't know. It's one of those things that at the grade it's going to come in, really won't make that much of a difference in a holder. Projecting a 7 probably didn't, you know, didn't make sense to submit this one, but 72 Fisk rookie, was projecting a 7. Oof, no, boy, that was foreshadowing. 5. Yeah. There's like a little something in the cardboard. You know, I've had that go both ways though. Like some kind of fiber in the cardboard. It kind of sticks out, but that's all I see on this. It's actually a little tough, but well, might be one to crack out. If this is one of those new holders that they just rolled out, I'll let you know how tough it is to crack it out, because I've seen some videos pop up already where people are saying they're brutal to try to crack out. All right, so we got some more. Uh-oh, I see the dreaded cardboard with yeah, let's see. Huh. Well, I got the dreaded cardboard in the second box for the submission, and it says miscut on the 3rd Ryan. Dun dun dun. Interesting. Well, such is life on that. All right, getting to the end here. Okay. Have a 77 OPC George Brett. And I had projected a 7. Again, another one that didn't make the cut on my prior vintage bulk submissions. And this one, 7, came back a 7. Yeah, the centering on this wasn't what the other ones were. But just wanted to get it holdered. '77 Carew. This one I projected an 8, so a little bit nicer on the Carew. I think this one had better centering. Projecting an 8 and got an 8. 68 Willie Mays. This was another one of the vintage pickups from the Philly show, the last Philly show in the spring, where I made the submission. So show pickup, submitted it right away. This one is neat because I think I bought it as a low grade. It said it was marked as a low grade. I couldn't see it. It looked really nice, and so I thought it was more, had a possibility to get a 5 or a 6, but I don't know. I think 6 is a stretch given how the dealer was selling it. So came back a 6. Fantastic. What I paid for this was, considered a low grade. Dealer must have been seeing something that nobody else saw then, or maybe it was a mix-up. Happy with that. Needed that one, I think, for my set as well. So perfect. Last one, we'll end on a fun one. This is one. There's a dealer who used to set up at the Schaff show in Tyson's Corner in the DC area. Steve Patchen, he was a good friend of mine. He retired and moved down to South Carolina. And before he left, I was fortunate enough to buy up the rest of his inventory for sports stuff. And he was really into non-sports too. He used to set up at the Philly non-sports show. But this is one I picked up from him. Just an oddball item. Just didn't even pay that much for it, I don't think. But it was one of the 64 Rawlings glove box cutouts, and this was Tommy Davis of the Dodgers. I've had this for years. I mean, this is probably going back 25 years I've had this. And I thought, might be neat to get holdered. I'm just thinking authentic on this because I don't think it had the border. So, wow. Very cool. I gave it a number. Just a type card for oddball. Rawlings, Tommy Davis, Yankee Stadium there in the background. So, that concludes this video. Again, I have 2 other videos that I inadvertently shot in the portrait mode. Let me know in the comments if you think I should go ahead and post those. Those were vintage bulk submissions, 2 videos, and again, just shot in the wrong format, and happy to post them if people want to see them. Thanks for watching. Take care.